What's up guys, it's Zach again. Here we are with another Hyperlight Drifter recording. Picking up literally right where we left off. I ended the previous one and started this one. We are climbing up the mountain in the north. So one thing that I like about this game is it's very exploration based. It kind of invokes that childish charm that a lot of games have in your youth, where you look at a game world as a kid and you're like, oh man, anything could happen, and you don't really know much about it. But as an adult, you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, they wouldn't put things there. That's not the rules of the game. This game, it really kind of brings back that childlike exploration and wonder with the game because it forces you to explore things a lot. Like you see this area over here that you can go to, and it's like, well, what's the point? So you wander around, and it's like, what? What? I can do something, and you interact, and it turns out there's an invisible bridge here. You find this stone tablet or monolith, whatever you want to call it. It's like, oh, it's kind of cool. So it's a game that's very heavily based in exploration. It's not something that you can just get through by just kind of walking around in and just doing whatever you like. You'll see later as we go into the underground segments, you have to walk around against walls a lot. I don't need this medkit. The climbing animation is really cool, I like that. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Alright, and he's told us about the boss. That was what that was. So we have an idea of what we're up against. Alright, so our mission is set. We've got to go up there and fight that guy that we saw. Probably should be very easy, I'm sure. Now see, the first time that happened to me when I was playing, your guy does that quite a bit in the game. He coughs and he like kind of staggers and walking, kind of calling back to the opening cutscene of the game. The first time that happened to me, I was actually quite alarmed because I didn't know what was going on. I thought the game was breaking or something. But anyway, we've got our first enemies over here. Shouldn't be too hard. If I don't. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad right now. Oh my gosh. Alright. I literally just said it shouldn't be hard and then I die, right? Okay, it's because I'm recording. If I were more focused, I could probably do better. But no Johns though, right? Alright. Lag. Oh, jeez. There we go. I survived anyway. We're gonna recover. So yeah, it gives you a good idea of how to fight enemies by showing you what they do. And it'll do it like this, where it gives you just a few enemies at once that are relatively easy to fight, but then later on you get larger groups of enemies that are much harder. It makes for a very natural feel and progression of difficulty. As opposed to feeling like, oh, can we get over there? No, I don't think we can right now. As opposed to feeling like you're getting gypped here and there, it feels more like there's a natural progression where you get introduced to an enemy, and then you get to learn about it a little bit, and then you have to fight it off more. Alright, we saw these guys earlier. They're not much. I don't think we can do anything down here right now. Let's see. Alright, so there's some up arrows on these blocks. What that signifies is we need to beat the boss of the northern area to go through those. We won't be doing that for a while, so for now that area is kind of closed off to us. But later on we'll come back and we'll see what that has to offer. For now though, there's nothing to do but pressing forward. You see, that's what I love about this game, the cinematic shots like this. There's never a bad screenshot moment with this game. Just looking at that, it's like, wow. Oops. It's like AAA games get such huge budgets to make these amazing realistic graphics, but I still feel like pixel art stuff like that is very, very well done. If done properly, obviously, but it can be very appealing. Because it presents this game world where it's like it gives your imagination more work to do. As opposed to showing you exactly what everything's like by making it hyper-realistic, it lets your imagination do some of the work by making it look all pixelated. So while it's very detailed pixel artwork, it still leaves room for imagination while also creating a very immersive and visually appealing world. And another thing I like is the way the game world is set up. You see ruins like this to the right where you see people, skeletons kind of dead there. You see all their stuff still there. It gives you a sense of this world having been here a while. Oh my gosh. Like those people had been there for a while and they had died, and now the world is just there with them dead. kind of pays back calling to the opening cutscene wherein you see this giant war that takes place of sorts. And it kind of gives you an idea early on of, oh, well, you know, what's going on here. It's definitely much more than, well, it's definitely much more than just what we're involved in. And I really like that because it makes the world bigger than the player. It's not like we're some predestined hero who's going to save everyone. It's more just like we're some dude. I mean, like, even we have to be saved by that knight guy that I was talking about earlier in the tutorial area. What kind of happens is your guy gets hurt by some dudes, then falls into a deep slumber, and this knight saves him. And so it gives a real sense of your guy being just some inexperienced person who happens to be on a journey to save the world. Alright, what does this guy have to say? Oh. So it looks like he was forced out of his home by some other people, and they burned it down, and now he's living there alone. Quite sad, it's gotta be said. Oh my gosh, I'm still forgetting to jiggle my mouse around, and I'm probably gonna have a lot of that happening, but whatever. I'm not a professional or anything like that. I hope you guys weren't expecting super high quality recording. Oh, one thing I should have mentioned that I completely missed in the first episode. Oh! First. So that kind of dog-looking thing that we saw in the beginning. Oh, they're fighting. And everyone's dead. Now this is the knight that saves you in the very beginning. He's similar to your character in appearance, with the little orb thingy floating by him, with a sword, with a cloak of sorts. But you just see, like, he just killed these things, and the dog was walking this way, so it's like, you know, is he the dog? Interesting things to think about. And then what he does is he shows you on your map different things you can collect. Let's go. Uh-oh. So it seems like he had faced off against some powerful adversary. So if we look at the map now, we get images of these pink diamond shapes. What we can do is we can go gather these, and they're basically what we saw in our house. I don't know if you guys remember, but in the house it showed the image on the laptop of you pick up triangles, and it makes 4 triangles makes a diamond shape. I don't know if I'm explaining that properly at all, but basically those are the locations of the triangles, so we need to go and get those triangles. Right, but anyway, what I was gonna say, before we saw the dog and the knight who saved our lives earlier, who's super awesome guy, is that there are upgrades, as I said earlier, there are upgrades available in the shop, but one thing about New Game Plus is that it starts you off, I'll show you, it starts you off with all the upgrades for your dash and sword, which I can't move my cursor over, but you can see on the left next to the image of my character. On the left side is all the sword upgrades, on the right side is the dash upgrades. So, basically with the sword upgrades, the top one, I can do a charged strike by holding down my attack button and letting go. The middle one, it makes it so I can reflect enemy bullets by hitting them. And the bottom one makes it so that if I dash right before or if I dash and attack like kind of at the same time, but dash a little before, or not dash. I'm not explaining this properly at all. If I attack and then like a split second afterward dash, I'll do like a slice dash where anything I go through takes damage. It's very good. Alright, the dash upgrades. The top one makes me able to dash faster, which is very, very useful. The middle one makes it so if I get shot at while dashing, it kind of reflects it off. And the bottom one makes it so I can attack while I'm dashing, so that at the end of my dash, I'll do a hit that knocks enemies back, which is very powerful. But anyway, we found another gear bit. We've got 3. I think that when I do have enough money to do so, I'm gonna go buy grenades, because that's it doesn't start you off with grenades, but that's a very useful upgrade that I think we need. Also, I don't think I have a gun right now. I wonder why. I don't remember if you pick it up in the tutorial or not, but I do not have a gun, and you kind of need one, I think. Whatever, we'll probably be fine, right? Who needs a gun when you've got a sword? For the knight to a gunfight any day. Oh Jesus, that much time passed. Alright, I've got to make another recording again. So I'm going to stop this one, guys, and I'll upload another one after this one. So, take care.